So we've got news about the Unmatched storage solution. So this is the second run of the Unmatched storage solution. This was something that had been done a few years back to give away to condense Unmatched down into fewer boxes for everybody that wants to go in a lot with it. And we ended up with boxes that kind of looked like this. This was a limited design on it here from last time, the Kaleidoscope, which the Kaleidoscope won't be offered again. But you can kind of see what was going on with the battle box here. With the battle box, you have a tray up top. The tray is good for holding maps and manuals and things. And then you have the actual battle box itself, which will contain 12 boost cubes. And the boost cubes, you see, can hold 2 different fighters in them with it sleeved. Holds the fighters, the minis, the cards, the tokens, all the dials, and other random bits. And so this is a real nice way to store them and to show them off. So we'll go ahead and go into the campaign here, and I can show you a little bit more about what is going on. Now, the first thing that you'll see is this is going to be a BackerKit campaign. The BackerKit is something that's kind of like Kickstarter, but they went with this for a number of reasons here. It gives them a little bit more versatility for things. But we'll kind of just go down the campaign here. Today is July 10, and as you see here, you have 12 more days after July 10 to do this here. So it's just kind of a breakdown of what I showed you earlier. This is the standard iconic box here. You see how you can have the maps in it, the cubes with all of the fighters. This is talking a little bit about Unmatched here, promoting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set, which will be coming out in a few months. So a couple of new things we have added. You can see that all of the previous boost cubes were black. You see that they have some available in white here. You can also see that they have hero stands, which is the stands for them. Now, what I had used, because they didn't have these at that point, was some 3D printed ones. And the 3D printed ones, and these were designed by Pajama Sam. They did really well. You know, they got room for the tokens, holds those up there, lets you fight, lets you show them off on there really well, and keeps the minis from banging around. It's mainly a big deal for people that paint theirs, because the minis really are pretty resilient. Aren't going to break real easy. But they had come up with this option for people that don't do the 3D printing thing. The way that these hold on, you can see, looks a little different on the image that we have here. There's a few of the models that don't work real well with the 3D printed ones, particularly like Bigfoot and Cloak. Also Moon Knight's a little weird. And so there had to be some modified ones for them to fit, so they weren't really one size fits all. Unlike the new ones here that should be able to hold all of them really well, and it does have the storage from the top. So this is a good option for people that don't that want to be able to have them in there and don't have the access to the 3D printing. I think I'm probably just going to stay with the 3D printing since I started it, but these hero stands are really nice. You can see a little bit of a look here at the matrix design for the battle boxes, and some of the neoprene playmats and the battlefields, and some promo cards. These promo cards are really nice because if you remember, the Wayward Sisters have this giant cauldron that like does not fit into a box, and so if you're going to go travel with them and you want to keep it in the boost cube, well, you kind of gotta, you know, do this photocopy nonsense. You can see my printer's running out of ink. So yeah, some cards that give you all of this without having to make it yourself. That's really nice, and that's just a free promo. So it will be the Cauldron and the Spell card. that you can use for the sisters. Additionally, they're going to make another foil card for one fighter, and there is a vote going on for that up here in the hero bracket, where you can see all that. So you can vote in the bracket of which ones you want to get a new card. One thing I will say, Bigfoot and Robin Hood never got foils. So this is just the public domain fighters here. They can't really reprint the licensed ones. But yeah, Bigfoot and Robin Hood never got a foil, so that would be my ones to vote for there. So showing the two different designs here, the iconic and the matrix. One side, you'll see the one side has the card backs on it. The other side has card art on the front of it. And this showing you here the hero stands where you can fit those in there. That's quite a pairing there, those two, Loki and Sun Wukong. You can also drop the sidekicks in there and the storage in the middle of it. And the neoprene battlefields. Let me show you some of the battlefields that we had before to give you an idea of what's going on with them. It's just the map printed on it. We're looking at Baskerville and Sarpedon, which was ones that they did before. But you can see the type of material that this is here. One map on either side and printed, so pretty nice. And we'll see here, you can see what the 4 battlefields that will be available. It's going to be 2 on each thing. They are going to be 2 player battlefields here. This is going to be, of course, you'll recognize Sherwood here. But Yukon, this is going to be Yukon 1900, which is a little bit changed. One thing that everybody always hated about Yukon was this death loop right there. Well, now the death loop is not a death loop anymore because they've added a couple of connections in there. A connection right there and the connection right there. And just putting those in there, you can kind of see what's going on with the connections there, as well as the railroad that was added there just to differentiate it because the railroad was moved in. The other ones that are on here are the Jurassic Park maps, but they've gotten a generic re-theme, which we have the Splash Paddock, which has turned Raptor Paddock into a splash station with a pool in the middle. So instead of getting pushed into a pit, you get pushed into the pool. And you also have T-Rex, which is T-Rex, W-R-E-C-K-S, playing off of T-Rex because this is T-Rex Paddock. But as you look at this here, you can see that this is themed around Thunder Road Vendetta. That is what the cars are and the style of artwork on it. And so this will be some neoprene mats here that will be available. If you didn't get the Jurassic Park ones, this is a really good way to get them, and it may be worth it. It may be worth the money just for the improved Yukon 1900. They also have playmats, which should be made off of the same type of material as this, which will give us some different ones here. We start off with Bougie, which kind of has this, well, it's just symbols from Unmatched, but it's kind of laid out in this Louis Vuitton style. Matrix, which is going off of that Matrix layout from the battle box there. This is Flock, which this is one of the card arts from the Lesson, which is just stuck on there as a single thing. And then Momentous, which is a bunch of Momentous Shift artwork. Although Philippa was not a Momentous Shift. That card was Spellbreaker, but it still works really well. And of course they have the card sleeves coming back. I don't really like covering up the artwork on these because I think we have such good card artwork that I don't want to cover up any of it, and I just get the plain ones there. I tend to use Titan shields and go with those, but a lot of people do like this. It kind of gives a 3D look to having stuff behind and that in front. And you got basically each pack is 40 cards with 12 packs and 24 packs on there. Those work really well there because you need, for most heroes, you need 31 cards. A few will go above that. Geralt and Buffy moving above 30. But basically the 12 pack gets you 12 fighters. The 24 pack will get you 24 fighters, which happens to go with the number of boost cubes in the battle box. Now they are deciding to do something that they had not ever done yet to this point, and this is going to be a limited thing here. They've had the promo foils that have been available. Some of them you could get when you buy the set. You get a foil, and you can win these at events and everything. But not everyone can go to Gen Con and Origin and PAX and get these. But they're actually just putting them up for sale and just having different ones in packs there. So you can see which foils are with which ones. If you really want the foils, you can get them that way. They are making it a limit of 3 copies of each pack. That's enough to replace every copy of that card in all of the decks. And once again, talking about the Cauldron cards and the new hero that will get a new foil there. If you want to get enough to put all of Unmatched in it, right now, as we stand with Battle of Legends Volume 3 having just released, you can just get every fighter into 3 boxes, and they just fit in there. Okay, that's going to be putting everybody in there, as well as all of the extra bits for Unmatched Adventures on Tales to Amaze. And also I have the 3D printed holder for, I also have the 3D printed holder for T-Rex. So that's really just everything, and that just goes into 3 boxes. So you're going to want to have at least 4 boxes by the time this releases to be able to fit everything in there. And one other thing we'll look at here in the FAQ, or the FAQ, you can go down this and get a lot of information. We're looking at a May 2026. We're looking at a May 2026 fulfillment. Will T-Rex fit in the boost cube? No, she's too large to be contained. And another one, since people are asking about this here, as far as what tariffs are going to do, and this is the same answer that Restoration has given on everything whenever they're asked about tariffs. That you've heard a lot of talk about the tariffs and how they're affecting the game industry. We want to assure our backers that we will never ask for additional funds regardless of changes to tariffs, shipping costs, or any other vagaries of making games and accessories. We never have, and we never will. We want our backers to have peace of mind when they back our campaigns. So they're not going to ask for more money if tariffs change. So this is a look here at the second storage solution campaign. Like I said, you've got, from here on this being July 10, you've got 12 more days left to be able to get into this. So if you're interested in it, definitely hop on there and take a look at it.